Right now at 5, nuclear power may soon be on its way to southeast Kansas.
And we're going to see mostly sunny conditions on the cooler side, but nicer than yesterday. I'll have a look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, Missouri now requires age verification to access adult websites.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Donald O'Keefe. Good morning.
Good morning. And is it December 5th already?
We're flying by December, it seems like.
That means 20 days till Christmas, Donald.
Oh, yes. I'm excited.
I'm very excited. Also, we're kind of twinning with our purple.
Oh, yeah. I was wearing a little bit of purple.
We didn't do that on purpose.
No, of course not.
No, but I am excited to have you here on this morning, Chris, because it's going to be back Monday, but it's always great when we get to have Donald.
Yes, so basically I'm taking over for Chris just for today, but he'll be back on Monday, so that's a good thing. But it is Friday, and I'm excited that it's Friday. The weather is actually going to turn out to be a bit nicer today as well. Take a look at our Pittsburgh cam right now. It's actually, like I said, downtown Pittsburgh, not looking too bad. Temperatures are on the colder side at this moment, but things are going to start warming up with that sun that's coming out later on today. It's, like I said, nice out there for starting our morning 7th range line. Not too bad. So it's in infrared right now, but it's supposed to be color, but that's okay. So US 69 at US 400. People are starting to get out, do their morning routines, start to get their morning coffee. Like I said, you're going to need your morning coffee because it is going to be colder until the sun starts to rise. Our fog tracker, not too bad right now. Most of the area looks pretty good. Down there in Veneta and Nowata, you guys just have a little bit of fog, just a little under 9 miles of visibility. Not too bad, though, for driving conditions. Taking a look outside, 24 in Joplin, 23 in Pittsburgh. Things are slowly starting to warm up, but our temperatures are still below freezing across most of the area. 24, that's like I was saying, in Joplin. Neodesha, you guys are at 20. Iola, 21. You guys are a little bit warmer down there in Bentonville, so still below freezing, but our feel-like temperatures are still not that great. You're going to need a jacket as you're getting out the door. Still seeing feel-like on the skin about in the teens. Like I was saying, Iola 12 degrees, Independence 19 degrees it feels like, Neosho 18, Joplin 15, so it still feels cold, but things are going to change, I promise you. So today at noon, look at our future track, nice southerly flow of winds, nice sunny skies. That'll be a good combination to warm things up as we get to about 5 p.m. Clouds will start to build in, but it's going to be an overall nice day for our Friday. But I'll have a check of why we're going to get so warm today coming up.
Donald, thanks. Missouri's new age verification rule for adult websites is now in effect, requiring users to prove they're 18 or older before accessing the content. The law comes as more parents report serious online threats targeting their children. KOAM's Blake Goley has more on how early exposure to explicit material can affect children.
Scared? It was scary.
That's how Tessa describes the moment her home became the target of swatting after her teenage daughter refused to engage with a stranger on the messaging app Discord. Since then, she says protecting her child online has become a daily effort.
The biggest thing that I've found is just talking to the kids, especially if she's 16, so she goes to high school. So I have the hard conversations with her because chances are if you're not having the hard conversations, and most of the time they probably already know what's going on, what you're talking about.
Mothers like Tessa are part of a growing number of parents raising concerns about the risks teens face online. Missouri's new rule aims to strengthen those protections. Under the age verification requirement, adult websites must now confirm users are 18 or older through a government ID, a third-party vendor, or digitally verified records. I'm standing outside of the Ozark Center where a local mental health professional tells us the new rule may limit exposure, but the larger concern is what explicit content can do to a teen's developing brain.
It's a very critical developmental period in your teenage years because your brain is growing and learning a lot of things. And when you're exposed to things like pornography or adult content at such a young age, it really affects the brain of a young person much more than it would affect somebody who is an adult. Our brains don't finish developing until you're about 25.
Experts say one of the most effective tools is communication, having open, honest conversations with your child about online safety. In Joplin, Blake Gully, KOAM News.
If a site does not comply with the new rule, lawsuits can be filed for civil liability, with damages of up to $10,000 per violation. Well, a first-of-its-kind nuclear reactor could be coming to Parsons, Kansas. Deep Fission, a company that makes small, advanced nuclear reactors, has chosen the Great Plains Industrial Park location in Parsons, Kansas, to build a test version of its new underground reactor. According to the company, the reactor is unique because it will be placed a mile underground, using the earth itself for safety and protection. Deep Fission will hold a groundbreaking ceremony on December 9th, and pending the Department of Energy's authorization, the company aims to finish construction of its first reactor by this coming July 4th. If the test goes well, they plan to build a larger, full-scale project at the same site. Well, a crash in Ottawa County claims the life of a 29-year-old and injures another. The crash happened a little before 10 Wednesday on County Road 137. Troopers say a southbound vehicle driven by a 29-year-old Taylor Williams of Miami crossed the center line and struck another car. Williams died at the scene. The other driver, a 38-year-old woman from Girard, also suffered injuries in the crash. We have no word on her condition. 3 people celebrated a major milestone yesterday at the 11th Judicial District Recovery Court held its first graduation ceremony. The graduates completed all 5 phases of the program, which helps people with nonviolent drug-related charges build new lives without substance abuse and crime. The program focuses on helping people continue their education, build careers, improve family stability, and find stable housing.
You know, we've been with them for a year and a half. We've seen the highs and the lows. You know, we celebrate when things are good and we mourn with them when things are rough. And just to see them confidently walk into this room and know that their lives have changed for the better, it's a very proud moment.
The Recovery Court launched this year as a collaborative effort between multiple community partners who provide supervision, resources, and guidance to participants. The ceremony also featured the first Jason P. Wisk Community Impact Award, honoring the public defender who passed away last month. Well, that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Coming up, lawmakers view classified video of controversial drug boat strikes that killed 2 survivors. And later, when isolation hits veterans hardest, this Webb City group steps in. Their powerful approach coming up in today's Doing Good. And mostly sunny and still cool conditions on the 4 states. Donald has a look at your weekend forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Topping Nation Watch, excitement is building in the nation's capital for the highly anticipated final draw for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The star-studded event takes place today at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. It determines the matchups for the 48 teams that qualify for the tournament next summer, co-hosted by the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said 6 million people are expected and work is underway to ensure they're safe and that transit goes smoothly.
A lot of people are going to travel by airplane between the host cities. We are clearing the skies, clearing the decks, making sure air travel is going to be seamless. The FAA is already working on that. The one thing we can't control is the weather, so if we have weather issues that pop up, I don't have any control on that.
The 2026 FIFA World Cup begins in June with matches held in 16 cities. The final game takes place in July at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Well, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is facing scrutiny after a new watchdog report concluded his use of an unsecured app to send sensitive information about a mission back in March could have harmed military personnel. The findings were released the same day that top military officials briefed lawmakers about a controversial strike on an alleged drug boat near Venezuela that Hegseth has defended as, quote, the right call. Erica Brown reports from Capitol Hill.
Do you accept responsibility for the incident, sir?
Navy Admiral Frank Bradley and Joint Chiefs of Staff Chairman Dan Kane went to Capitol Hill Thursday to brief select lawmakers and show them video of a second strike on an alleged Venezuelan drug boat behind closed doors.
What I saw in that room was one of the most troubling things I've seen in my time in public service. You have 2 individuals in clear distress with a destroyed vessel who were killed by the United States.
While some question the legality of firing on shipwreck survivors, other lawmakers say the video shows the strike was lawful.
I saw two survivors trying to flip a boat loaded with drugs bound for the United States back over so they could stay in the fight.
Lawmakers also said Admiral Bradley told them there had not been an order to kill them all. That contradicts Washington Post reporting, quoting an anonymous source, saying before the first strike, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth ordered that no one be spared.
Admiral Bradley made the correct decision to ultimately sink the boat and eliminate the threat.
Secretary Hegseth's leadership is also under scrutiny following a Pentagon Inspector General report about his decision to share information about a U.S. bombing mission on an unsecure messaging app. The Pentagon's internal watchdog concluded that Hegseth's actions in March created a risk to operational security that could have resulted in failed U.S. mission objectives and potential harm to U.S. pilots, although it also noted that Hegseth has the authority to declassify information. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Well, still to come, veterinarians test Ozempic-like drugs to help obese cats lose weight. Plus, mostly sunny and still conditions, Donald has a look at your weekend forecast. For many veterans, the holidays bring isolation and despair. But a Webb City nonprofit is working to change that by creating connections that can save lives. In today's Doing Good, KOAM's Ty Parks shows us how Charlie Tutu is building brotherhood.
Charlie Tutu is a nonprofit aimed at giving veterans a sense of community.
Time of year for a lot of veterans that don't have anybody to socialize with because most of them are standoffish. They don't want to be around anybody. So and when that starts dwelling on them and they're alone, then that's where they tend to want to take their life. Satan is a liar, and that's when he really attacks.
Veterans share experiences that the general public never sees, so a shared space is essential.
It helps. They've got a coin that we pass out. They pass out. It's called a challenge coin, but I carry that thing everywhere I go. It's a lifesaver. It knows that there's somebody here to help me. I don't care what my age is. If I feel down or if I feel pressured, I might see a clip on YouTube of some war thing and just almost break down, you know. It's just, if I got that in my pocket, I know I got somebody I can call.
Regardless of the branch, regardless of age, all veterans are welcome.
It's just to get people together to know that we care, we fellowship with each other, you know, and veterans can talk to veterans, where a lot of them are never going to talk to anybody. You know, I know people that never even shared with their wife or their kids any of their experiences while they were in the military.
In Webb City, Ty Parks, KOAM News.
People who have never served can also help out with Charlie Tutu with donations or volunteering. And now here's Donald with a quick look at your forecast.
We're going to see mostly sunny skies today and a bit warmer than it was yesterday. I'll have a look at your weekend forecast coming up after the break. Well, we're going to see a pretty nice day today. Things are going to start warming up, a little bit sunnier than it was yesterday. Those temperatures are going to start increasing through the morning into the afternoon. 7th and range line, not looking too bad. People are starting to get out, do their morning routines there. You can see, like I said, people are starting to get their morning coffees. You know, you're definitely going to need it. It is cold this morning, but that's going to change, I guarantee you, as we go through the morning. US 69 at US at 400, not looking too bad though. It's like I said, it's a cold morning, but things are going to change. 32nd range line, not too bad. Taking a look at our fog tracker, most of the area looks pretty good. We do have a little bit of fog out there in Veneta and Nowata. You guys are about 8.5 miles of visibility. So if you're driving along I-44 and you're driving near there, just be careful. There is some patchy fog, but a lot of the area looks pretty good for driving conditions if you're driving into work. All right, like I said, today's going to be sunnier and a bit warmer than it was yesterday. Why is that? So we're seeing a nice flow of southerly winds coming into our area that's bringing in nice warmer conditions, and that's going to stick around through today and into tomorrow as well. So that's definitely a nice break than what we've had over the last couple of days with some of those colder temperatures that we've had. But right now, let's take a look at our future track. So this is today at noon. There's those nice southerly winds bringing in that nice warm air to our area, very comfortable for later on today. Well, I would say a little bit cool and relatively comfortable, but we're going to see mostly sunny skies for us. That trend's going to continue through Friday afternoon. It's about 5 p.m. Some clouds are going to start building in, but it's going to see temperatures still around about the mid 40s, about 46, 47 degrees for our Friday. And those clouds are going to stick around through the evening into the overnight, kind of acting like a blanket, keeping temperatures just right around that freezing mark for Friday night into Saturday morning. So still a nice flow of southerly winds as we get into Saturday morning about 6 a.m. Got a nice, the southerly winds are still there, waking up to partly cloudy skies. We're going to see a pretty nice Saturday as well. We're going to see partly sunny skies with that nice flow of southerly winds warming up our Saturdays into the lower 50s. And as we get to Saturday afternoon about 5 p.m., still some clouds are going to be lingering around. Some sun's going to be peeking out. But as we push into Sunday morning around 6 a.m., we're going to notice a shift. The winds are not going to be coming out of the south anymore. They're going to be coming out of the north. That's because a cold front is going to be pushing through Sunday morning, cooling things down. But we're going to see some clouds on our Sunday as well, along with those cold northerly winds by Sunday morning through the day. So a pretty nice start to our weekend before we start to see temperatures start to drop into Sunday and even into Monday as well. So our current temperatures at this very moment, temperatures are in the lower 20s to the mid 20s. Iola 21 degrees, 24 there in Joplin, 28 in Bentonville. So a cool start to our morning right now, and our feel like temperatures are not really that great either. We're seeing feel like temperatures in the teens. You can say Iola 12 degrees, Joplin 15 degrees, Independence you're about 20, so you definitely need a jacket as you're getting out the door because it is cold right now. 24, like I was saying, in Joplin, that's going to start warming up as we progress through the day, seeing sunny skies as I was saying. So 8 a.m., 28 degrees, sunny skies through the morning, getting up to 40 by 11 a.m. That sun's going to start peeking out, high of about 47 degrees. That's going to be about that 4 p.m. hour, and as you're getting into the overnight, 31 degrees for overnight low. But as we're going through the next couple of days, like I was saying, 53 degrees by Saturday. That's going to be pretty nice. That's actually a look at your full forecast. Here is Sam with Health Watch.
Thanks, Donald. People exposed to air pollution face a higher risk of severe heart disease. A University of Toronto study found that even levels of pollution that are below regulatory standards are linked to heart disease. Air pollution is one of the biggest environmental risks to health and contributed to an estimated 2.4 million cardiovascular deaths in 2021. Overall trust in scientists remain high in the U.S., but varies greatly depending on a person's political beliefs. A National Cancer Institute study found that 86% of Americans have a high level of trust in scientists as a source of cancer information. However, among conservatives, only 70% said they trust scientists, while among liberals, the number was 93%. Could a good marriage keep you from putting on weight? New research by UCLA Health found that people with strong social relationships, especially in good marriages, had enhanced activity in the part of the brain that manages cravings and appetite. As a result, people with more emotional support from others tend to have a lower body mass index and had fewer food addiction behaviors. The popularity of GLP-1 weight loss drugs is taking the turn to our pets. Researchers are now testing them, a real major scientific clinical trial, to see if those same drugs can help pets lose weight. Ushar Karashi has a look at how implants may soon get Americans' fat cats to slim down.
I'm just gonna let him break it.
Savannah Tilking's 10-year-old cat Runkle is sweet, sassy, and loves to eat.
How much does Runkle weigh?
Last time I weighed him, he weighed 21 pounds.
And he doesn't love anything involving physical activity.
He spends most of his days sleeping.
He's a lounger.
He's a lounger.
And Runkle is far from alone. Experts say roughly 6 in 10 cats in the U.S. are carrying too much weight.
In veterinary medicine for the last 100 years, the only prescription we had was feed less, exercise more, and that just doesn't work for all types of obesity.
Dr. Ernie Ward, a top pet obesity expert, says vets may be entering a new frontier, using GLP-1 drugs like Ozempic to treat obese cats. San Francisco-based Okava Pharmaceuticals just launched Meow 1, a clinical study that will utilize a tiny under-the-skin implant in 50 cats to release a GLP-1 medication drug over 6 months. Dr. Ward says the benefits could go well beyond weight loss, pointing to human data that shows improvement in diabetes risk and long-term health.
And that's why we're so excited, because when we look at, especially in cats, one of the biggest health threats is obesity and then diabetes.
And what's the biggest unknown that still keeps you cautious?
The first, of course, is efficacy. Does it work safely? The second are the side effects. And then the third is the cost.
Okava says it's aiming for about $100 a month. Results from the Meow 1 trial are expected next summer, with the company seeking FDA approval for cat use in the next 2 years, with dogs not far behind.
So I think that if my vet came to me and was like, he's diabetic, we've tried everything else, we should consider that, then most definitely.
If it works, chunky cats like Runkle could get their own Ozempet moment. Usher Qureshi, CBS News.
That's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 5:30, Joplin's Holiday Tree Trail lights up Mercy Park.
And we're going to see mostly sunny skies, a little bit cooler but nicer than yesterday. I'll have your forecast coming up.
Plus, the holiday season brings out the pride for Lions and the Joplin community alike.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOIM Morning News. It's 5:30. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Donald O'Keefe. Good morning.
Good morning and happy December 5th. It is the 5th, right?
Yes, it is.
It's early and we're still trying to figure out the day. We know it's Friday, and that is the thing we are most excited for.
Oh, yes, definitely. And I would say, even though we're December seems to be going by pretty quick, and we're only 20 days out for Christmas. I can't believe that already.
There's still so much I feel like I have to do. I have most of the presents done, but I also have to start wrapping them now. And then you realize, I overdid it. Maybe we have subscribed too much to consumerism. When you start having to wrap everything you've bought, then you're like, okay, you know what? You're right. Minimalism next year.
Yes, I'm about halfway through my shopping, and I plan on doing some more shopping this weekend. And if you're planning on doing some shopping this weekend, temperatures are going to feel a lot better for our Friday and our Saturday. Let's take a look at downtown Pittsburgh right now. It is on the colder side this morning, but things are going to start warming up as we get through the day. So if you're starting to get up right now, you're definitely going to need a coat. You'll probably end up taking it off by about the noon hour if you don't mind it being in the 40s. 7th and range line, like I said, people are starting to get out, get their morning routines going, get their morning coffee, starting to warm up a bit. US 69 at US 400. Not much happening right now. So if you're driving on there, there's some cars, but people, like I said, people are just starting to get up, get their morning routines going. Our fog tracker looks pretty good for a lot of the area. Down there in Veneta and Nowanda, you guys just have a little bit of fog, about 8.5 miles of visibility. So if you're driving along I-44 in that area, just be careful. There is some fog, but overall it looks good for driving conditions. Taking a look outside, 24 in Joplin, 23 in Pittsburgh, like I was saying, a lot on the colder side, but not too bad. That sun's going to start peeking out pretty soon. Temperatures, like I said, a jacket is needed if you're getting out the door, because right now current temperatures are in the lower to mid 20s. Neodesha, you're about 20 degrees, Grove 25, Miami about 24. So jackets are needed, because also it is feeling like it's colder than those lower 20s. We're feeling like it's in the teens for a lot of the area, about 15 degrees in Columbus, 16 in Pittsburgh, 13 in Fort Scott, and 12 in Iola. So definitely do not have any exposed skin, because it's going to feel very cold as you're getting out the door. Let's take a look at our future track. So sunny skies through the day. We're going to warm up, as I said, about the mid 40s before clouds start to push in by about Friday evening, about today through about 5-6 o'clock, but warmer conditions than it was yesterday. But I'll have a check your full forecast coming up.
Thanks, Donald. The magic of Christmas sparkled to life yesterday at Mercy Park as Joplin's 4th annual Holiday Tree Trail lighting up brought families together for an evening of festive fun. Dozens of Christmas trees decorated by local businesses illuminated the park, while children enjoyed snowball fights, dance performances, and hot cocoa. If you're looking for Christmas parades in our area but don't know where to turn, we've got you covered. KOIM has a list of Christmas parades from all over the 4 states, including tomorrow night in Coffeyville, Nevada, and Rogers. To see our full list, just scan this QR code and head over to our website, KOIMnewsnow.com. Well, area Christmas tree farms are gearing up to sell families across the 4 states. Real Christmas trees can be safe to put in your home as long as you follow correct procedures. The Johnson family farm in Webb City says that harvesting a real tree helps families create Christmas memories. The farm is open during the weekend, possibly with special guests from the North Pole. We'll have more on this story coming up this weekend on KOAM News. For the 4th year in a row, Missouri Southern's campus transforms into a holiday marketplace as local businesses and students come together for the annual Holiday Happening event. KOAM's Kenny Foreman shows us how this celebration strengthens ties between the university and the Joplin community.
Here at MSSU's annual Holiday Happenings, one event on the agenda is the Holiday Makers Market Craft Fair, giving local businesses the opportunity to connect with students and faculty.
We had a couple members of our staff that went out to the craft fairs that have been taking place the last couple of months and spread the word that way. We did a lot of Facebook ads, and then just kind of the reputation we've built up over the last couple of years. We have a lot of vendors that like to come back to campus once they've been here.
One participant was Sherry Davidson, who owns Plymouth Junction, a custom t-shirt business. She says she appreciates these types of opportunities.
This is our 2nd year that we've been here and participated with the Merry Market, and Emily has put on a great show here at Missouri Southern, and this is our 2nd year of coming, and she's let us know that there's many more years to come. I think it's a great community event for the students and faculty, and it helps raise money for the school.
For Sherry, it's rewarding not only to grow her business, but to make other people's days.
We've met a lot of great people here, and a lot of great friends and neighbors have come, and people that are other vendors now become friends, but we enjoy selling our Christmas shirts to people because we like to see the smile on their faces when they start reading the shirts and stuff.
And the university hopes its bond with the community continues to get stronger.
We always hear back from our vendors that they love this event. They get great business from it as well. They're always asking when we're going to have these, if they're going to do one in the spring. So they love to come out and be a part of campus. And then our students, our community members love our Holiday Happenings event. Just a really fun time.
In Joplin, Kenny Foreman at KOAM News.
Other activities that took place throughout the day included food trucks, a tree lighting, and an appearance from Santa. Well, that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Coming up, job cuts reached their highest level since the 2020 pandemic, when more than 2 million people lost work. Plus, live stream shopping explodes as one app surpasses $6 billion in sales this year. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. In Consumer Watch, this year employers have cut more than 1.1 million jobs through November. Outplacement firm Challenger Gray Christmas says that is the most since 2020. Back then, companies laid off more than 2 million people as the pandemic was hitting the U.S. economy. This time, Challenger says tech is driving the surge in job cuts, with more than 150,000 workers in the sector losing their jobs through November, a 17% jump over the same period a year ago. Americans got into the holiday spirit this week as they gave an estimated $4 billion to nonprofit organizations on Giving Tuesday, according to a nonprofit with the same name. That's up about $400 million from 2024. And this year, more than 11 million people volunteered on Giving Tuesday, a nearly 20% jump from last year. Giving Tuesday says that's thanks to more people looking for a sense of belonging and connection. And 7-Eleven is adding a dash of international flavor to the menu at U.S. stores with the debut of the Japanese-style egg salad sandwich. It's one of 7-Eleven's best-selling items in Japan, where the culinary creation is known as the tamago sando. One key to the sandwich's success is it's made with an egg yolk. Only mayonnaise called Kewpie. E-commerce has made shopping so much easier for a lot of people, but sometimes you want to see how clothes fit, the detail of the fabric, or how a gadget works before you buy it. Live stream shopping can actually help. Jared Hill shows us how it's also helping small businesses stay afloat and even grow.
Here we go. $10 start, 20-second sudden death.
Welcome to online shopping to the max.
Good grab. Thank you, dude.
In less than half an hour, Justin Fredrickson auctions off more than 100 collectible comic books through the live shopping app Whatnot.
You can move a lot more product quickly.
Especially on an otherwise quiet Monday in his real-world comic store in Brooklyn.
She's really pretty.
Whatnot, sometimes described as QVC meets social media, launched in 2019.
It kind of combines, again, like a lot of the greatest parts about shopping of having this really like interpersonal connectivity, and do that from like the comfort of your home.
Armand Wilson, the company's VP of categories, says they've seen traffic explode. On average, users spend more than 80 minutes a day watching live streams, and that translates to dollar signs.
This year alone, we've surpassed over $6 billion in live sales.
It's big on TikTok. Major American retailers are also looking to cash in on live stream commerce, which originated in Asia, but is still only a sliver of the U.S. market.
In this country, live commerce sales have reached $50 billion 2023, expected to grow by more than a third in 2026.
At
People
New
got
York
great
Comics,
deals, and for 20 minutes, we did, $1,000 in sales.
Very bad.
It's not terrible.
Justin and his wife Louise credit their stream sales for helping them open a brick and mortar store earlier this year.
They're both about building community, like building community in the neighborhood here and also online.
Even as some of the biggest live stream vendors close their doors to go all in online. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
Despite some of the optimism around live shopping in 2022, Meta pulled the plug on the feature for Facebook. That's it for Consumer Watch, and now here's Donald with a look at your forecast.
Well, we're going to see some nice sunny conditions, a little bit warmer than it was yesterday. We're definitely going to take that when needed. Sunny skies are going to continue through Saturday. I'll have a complete look at your forecast for the weekend coming up.
If you have shredded cheese in your fridge, you'll want to check it out. Details about a big cheese recall are in today's Ag Day Minute.
I'm Tyne Morgan with today's Ag Day Minute. A recall involving shredded cheese is growing. The recall now involves more than 1 million bags of shredded cheese sold at major retailers. That includes Aldi, Publix, Target, and Walmart, and it impacts 31 states. The cheese coming from manufacturer Great Lakes Cheese Company in Ohio, which started the voluntary recall back in October, saying the products may be contaminated with metal fragments. The FDA has a complete list of impacted products on its website. And San Francisco has filed a first in the nation lawsuit against food manufacturers over ultra-processed foods. Leaders of the California city argue local governments are burdened with the cost of treating diseases caused by the products. The city's attorney suing 10 corporations that produce really some of the country's most popular foods and drinks. That includes chicken nuggets, frozen pizzas, and potato chips. The lawsuit seeks unspecified damages. The nation's largest retailer starting up operations earlier this month at its new milk processing facility in Valdosta, Georgia. The 300,000 square foot plant is Walmart's second owned and operated milk facility in the U.S. It will source milk from local dairy farmers and then process a full range of options. That includes whole milk, 2%, and skim milk. It will be bottled under Walmart's Great Value and Sam's Club Members Mark brands. For more Ag News, watch Ag Day weekdays on this station or get updates at agweb.com.
Now let's take it over to Donald with a look at your forecast.
A cold start to our morning, but we're going to see nice sunny skies and a warm up by the time we see the sun rise, and by mid-afternoon, taking a look outside at 7th and Range Line. Like I said, people are starting to get out, get their morning routines going, get their morning coffee. That warm beverage is going to be needed at this moment because, like I said, it is cold out there, but not too bad in terms of what we're looking at compared to how it's been over the last week or so. 32nd and Range Line. For good driving conditions, if you're out right now, things are looking pretty good. If you're getting up, getting out the door, driving to work, getting the kids ready for the school bus. Fog conditions looking pretty good across most of the area. Down there in Grove, you do have a little bit of fog, just under 8 miles of visibility, and that's over by Veneta as well. So if you're driving through any of those areas, just be careful. There is some fog in that, some patchy fog out there right now, but overall, most of the area has good driving conditions. So we know that it's been cold, but things are going to start warming up for today and tomorrow. And why is that? Let's take a look at our regional temperatures. We're getting a nice flow of southerly winds that's coming into our area that's bringing warmer conditions for the next couple of days. And that's going to, like I said, that's going to stick around until about Sunday. But let's talk about our future track for today. So there's that nice flow of southwesterly winds, clear sunny skies by the noon hour. And then as we progress through the afternoon to about 5 o'clock, we are going to see some clouds start to build in, but still it's going to be on the warmer side. We're going to see temperatures about 46, 47 degrees across the area. And as we get into about Friday night, about 9 p.m., still nice flow of southerly winds. Clouds are going to be lingering around through Friday night into Saturday morning. And there's Saturday morning at 6 a.m. Still got that nice flow of southerly winds warming things up for our Saturday. Partly cloudy skies through our Saturday, so a pretty nice start to our weekend. It's going to be on the warmer side compared to today. And as we get into Saturday afternoon, still clouds are going to be coming through. But then once we get to Sunday at 6 a.m., we are going to notice a shift in the winds. It's not coming out of the south anymore. They're coming out of the north. We are going to have a cold front that's going to push through on Sunday, cooling things down for our Sunday into Monday. And that's what's going to be the trend as we go through Sunday. Mostly cloudy skies by the time we end this weekend on Sunday. And that trend's going to continue as we go through Sunday night into Monday morning. You can see about 7 a.m. Monday morning, still cloudy skies and on the colder side. But right now, let's take a look at our temperatures at this moment. So most of the area is seeing about mid-20s for the area, 24 there in Joplin. Iowa, you guys are hovering about 19 degrees. Most of the area is seeing about 23, 24, 25 degrees. But what it feels like out there, like I said, jackets are going to be needed if you're going outside. It feels like 10 degrees in Iola. Most of the area is seeing about mid-teens, lower 20s for what it feels like. So don't forget that jacket, like I said. 24 degrees in Joplin, feeling pretty cold at this moment. Temperatures are going to start rising as we go through the day. 28 degrees at 8 a.m. Sunny skies through the morning, warming up to about 40 at 11 a.m. So that sun is going to peak out, making things a little bit warmer. Like I said, high of about 47 degrees. Winds about southwest, 5 to 10 miles an hour. Overnight, dropping down to 31 miles an hour, or 31 miles an hour, 31 degrees with calm winds. It's going to feel pretty decent. And for our 7 to 10 day here, 47 degrees for our Friday, 53 on Saturday before that front pushes in on Sunday, bringing temperatures back down to 40 before another warm up by the middle part of next week. That to check your full forecast. More coming up.
Thanks, Donald. Today in sports, it's an exciting week for a trio of football teams in our area, with Seneca and Carthage playing for state championships today. But in the Sooner State, the Fairland Owls are making a long-awaited return to the state semifinals this week. And this season has been a historic one for the Owls. After winning only 3 games last year, Fairland has their first 10-win season in over 2 decades and is making their first state semifinals appearance since 1971. For this Owls team, it all started over the summer with a determined group that knew they could make a run.
This is a player-led team. They hold each other accountable. I don't have to do a lot of raising my voice, chewing on them. You know, they're motivated and they push each other really hard. They committed to each other. They worked their tails off in the summer in the weight room. And then a lot of these guys have played football a long time together.
Just a lot of hard work and commitment, just showing up every day and putting in the work. That's just been the main thing. We were in the weight room all summer working hard, and last year was a tough year for us, and it just made us hungrier for this year. It just made us want it more. And we knew it was our last year, and if we worked hard, we could be right here. We could be in the Final Four and contend for a state championship.
Fairland has proven to be a complete team throughout the season, with an offense that lights up the scoreboard on Friday nights. But their identity lies on the defensive side of the ball, setting the tone early in games with a physical defense-first mentality. On Friday, the Owls look to punch their ticket to the state title game for the first time in over 50 years as they battle for top seeded Talina. To kick off at 7 p.m. from Tate Field in Beggs. That's it for sports. We'll be right back. The magic of Christmas fills downtown Fort Scott as the 3rd annual Christmas on the Bricks Festival kicks off. After this week's parade, the celebration continues through December 7th with activities for the entire family. Organizers say planning a celebration of this size takes months, with a dedicated team working to bring everything together.
Atmosphere downtown is just going to be
where small town meets holiday magic, and you'll find a lot of characters walking around downtown, so opportunity for some great photo ops and pictures with Santa and the Grinch, and the holiday market booths, and a lot of free activities as well throughout the weekend.
The festival runs now through Sunday in downtown Fort Scott.
It's going to be a pretty nice day, as you can see. So starting your day at 28 degrees at 8 a.m. Sunny skies through the morning, getting up to 40 degrees by 11 a.m. And that trend's going to continue as we get into the afternoon. High of about 47 degrees. It's going to be about that 4 o'clock hour with increasing clouds by the afternoon into the evening. Southwest winds about 5-10 miles an hour. Overnight low 31 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, but definitely a lot better than it has been over the last couple of days. And as we can see, that trend continues into Saturday. 53 degrees for our Saturday before a cold front pushes in Sunday, bringing temperatures back down into the 40s. But you can see next week we might see 60s again. That's a check of your forecast. Another hour of news and weather coming up after the break.